Welcome to Conversations with Cornelius. I am your host, Cornelius. Today, you will be engaged, entertained, and educated. Stay tuned. You are about to be CC'd. It is Conversations with Cornelius. Well, folks, you already know what today is. It is Freedom Friday. On the last Friday, we had AYES. The Friday before, I had switched my denominational makeup altogether. I became SDA. This Friday, it's all about transitioning and meeting this place of transition. So as you're entering into this space with me, you do know, as of last night, my lovely co-host got her reward from this life. So we're in a different space, and I have to do some different things and navigate that space. And I want to be, I guess, kind to me, because oftentimes in life, we're not kind to us when we have to pivot suddenly or even expectedly. But you know who I had to bring back? The one and only. What do I call her? Nicole Chantel Bailey. Had to bring her back on this set because we need to shift gears and pivot in this space. So without further ado, after the next selection from the choir or two, if we were in church, yours truly, the next voice you will hear will be that of the Reverendess. Can I call you Reverendess? Reverendess Nicole. Let's bring her on board today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is very early, but good morning.
Much better. Welcome to the show again. Glad to have you in this space and place with us. Tell us a little bit about your day on yesterday and how have you been navigating this week?
Yesterday was a pretty good day. Got a lot of things accomplished at work. The biggest accomplishment was exercising, which is a personal goal of mine. It pretty much knocked me out, but I feel good. I see progress happening, and I'm going to continue down that track. It was a pretty easy day, honestly. Work was fine. It's, same thing day in, day out, but I'm seeing growth at the center as well. So just yesterday I was just productive.
Wonderful. We understand that productivity comes with a cost.
It does.
Like literally. And I'm learning that in these areas of transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that you have come to this resolve in your life. Now, backing up before we get into just my personal, how did you get to this place of transformation or the level of questioning that you are embarking upon? And she doesn't have her. Would you like your tea?
It's okay.
So tell us about your areas of transformation and how you are getting to this place in your life as it relates to transformation and growth and all of those wonderful things.
I would say I've seen transformation in multiple areas of my life. A lot of it is just internal reflection. Other areas is just observation of people around me and honestly comparison to where they are and where I know I could be. Spiritually, questions, as we talked about the other day, just wanting to make sure that I'm fully grounded and understanding that I have not done all of the digging that I should to be able to stand on what I believe. And so I've just had to be a little bit more intentional about that and make sure that what I believe that my belief system is based on my own biblical studies and not just what was handed down to me.
Mm-hmm.
Other areas of my life where I've had to transform or change perspective, I think is just being open to hearing God's voice and direction,
right,
and saying, I need you to do this instead of that. And honestly, being willing to just do that. I'm actually, for the past few years, I've just been in a place where I say, if God asks me to do this, I'm just going to do it and just see how it works out. I may not always be in agreement with it, but I feel like I have that connection where I know
Oh my
what it is that
God.
he's telling me to do. So it's like almost like you say with your kids, just do it without question. That's where I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do right now. God tells me to do it. I just do it and we'll discover what the end results are going to be because he knows what's best. And then physically, just knowing what's best for me, so I can be around for my children and just present myself better to the world. So I know there's steps that need to be taken in that area. So I'm trying to be intentional with that as well. I think those would be like the three biggest areas.
Mm. You fight with God still? And how what does that look like other than a losing battle? Because a lot
Um,
of us, I used to pick with you about your Jonah complex.
yes.
And it's interesting that we have Jonah complex and complexities.
Mhm.
I have a Jonah complex. I'm actually sitting in one now. But it's a good Jonah complex because it's not so much about the Ninevites, it's about the next, if that makes sense. So before you throw me under the bus and talk about the Ninevites, this is not about the Ninevites. But I will say this: the Ninevites were the receptive audience that Jonah
Mhm.
really needed to preach to, as it relates to the other individuals that he possibly chosen to speak to or wanted to preach to. So having my Jonah complex right now and going through those 7 stages of transformation, you said God speaks in the next step, the next step. But you said you don't always want to. There's some reluctancy with your next.
There is, I think, oftentimes, and I think the Bible supports this as well with some of our Bible characters. I feel like God often calls you away
Mhm.
from what you're doing. I've often read, different authors will allude to the fact that when God calls someone to do something, he doesn't just call them, but he pulls them out. Like Joseph didn't stay with his family to do the thing that God wanted him to do. Daniel wasn't with his people necessarily. I mean, he was taken into captivity. Moses had to go away into the desert. And I feel like he pulls you out
Mhm.
probably so that you can just have that time with him. Like I was explaining to you the other day how I felt like God stripped all the important things in my life,
Mhm.
even if it was just for a short time, for me to be able to hear him say, "This is the next thing that I need you to do." And though it was something I'd always thought about doing, it would have never happened had I been so invested in all the different things I was doing for him, quote unquote.
Mhm.
I needed to be able to sit in silence. So I think oftentimes he has to pull us out of the day to day in order for us to be able to hear and focus.
Pulling you out from the day to day, though. I mean, my day is pretty convoluted.
Mhm.
Can we use your day is pretty convoluted? So you're talking about God pulling you out from your day to day, and I guess Him pulling us out from our day to day is different
Mhm.
from one day to the next because His mercies are new every morning. Great is His faithfulness.
Mhm.
Getting in that rhythm of Him pulling us out from day to day, to me, can be at one point was a challenge. I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to spiritualize everything, but we're here in this space. It was a challenge my to my not saying flesh, but to my flesh. It just didn't feel right.
Mhm.
It wasn't a bad fleshly inclination. Just me as human, the human me was not, and it shouldn't be. Now that we know just a little scripture, the natural thing man cannot receive the things of God. So when God is pulling, or when God is sharing, and when God is showing, and when God is shaping you, Nicole, Arne, Jonah, and I have an assignment on your life, and it might not seem as though this is the advantageous thing for you to do in that moment, it works out in the end. So I'm becoming more comfortable with God's pool. And maybe that was the big hook on, on Sunday service. Like Sunday, you know what happened Sunday with the pool, but then come back Friday, it's like, okay, God, that's you pulling now. And transformation takes place in 3 areas. One of them is self-awareness. For me, I'm big on that. So now I'm more self-aware. Okay, God, you're sharing with me. You're sharing with me. Like you're sharing with me. And you're showing me and you're shaping me. And you're directly telling me I'm about to shut this door. Walk if you want to. I'm not going to yell, son. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to slam the door. I'm going to shut it very slowly and softly to show you how hard-headed you can be sometimes.
It is like that sometimes.
Real talk.
He just has to do it, because if he didn't, we would just keep doing what we're doing. And sometimes that's the only way that we can listen, or that we'll be open to try something new or to hear his voice.
Yeah. And now hearing God's voice is not so much. Let me say this. I've been teaching the past 2 seasons. God sounds like you.
Mm-hmm.
He does. To me, God sounds like me.
Sometimes it can be through somebody else.
Right. But initially and prominently, God sounds like, when I hear God, it sounds like me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can hear God speak through you, but when God speaks to me, it sounds like me.
I know a lot of times when people say, how do you know this is something that God wants you to do? Multiple people can tell me within a short span of time something that I know intuitively that God's already been trying to tell me. So like when John said the other day, there are people out there waiting for what it is that you have. In other conversations that had taken place, it happened so frequently within a short amount of time that it really resonated with me. And I had to really sit down and think about it and start praying about it. I mean, I still am like, okay, maybe this is coming up so often because you're telling me now is the time that I actually need to start moving. I can no longer let this go.
Mm-hmm.
And so in addition to my prayers, I pay attention to, I guess, what I would call divine conversations, where people just pour into you, speak to you, pray over you, but it supports whatever it is that you have been praying about.
Yeah. Yeah. With that being said, we're going to pause to take a commercial break and all of those wonderful things. And I know you're like, we have commercials. Yes, we have commercials and some sponsorships. But first of all, before we even go that far, and I need to make a video for the C.E. Magruder Center. Tell us about the C.E. Magruder Center and the things that are taking place at the C.E. Magruder Center. I apologize.
It's okay. So the C.E. Magruder Family Resource Center, which is located at 2013 25th Avenue North, 37208, is a center that is comprised of multiple partner organizations that all aim to provide services to individuals and families within the North Nashville area. We have services that focus on mental health, justice impacted individuals, youth programs, maternal health, basic needs, workforce development, and volunteer services, community engagement, and it's consistently growing. Yes. I always tell people, if you have an idea of a service that you can bring, that you think the community needs, go ahead. What is it? I'm talking too fast for you.
Yes.
If you have an idea of a service that you think we can offer to the community, I'm always open for individuals to come and talk to me about that so that we can incorporate it or align it with some of our existing programs. But we're basically here to serve. Oh, and senior services. I can't miss that.
Shout out to Miss Kiki.
Yes, seniors on the move. Let me say this. Kiki is an example of someone who listened and moved in faith.
Okay, we'll talk about
Yes,
that.
you need to bring her on one day.
I will. We'll be right back. This show is brought to you by Walker's Cafe and Grill, 109 UN Drive from 12 to 5. This show is brought to you by the Ephesian Primitive Baptist Church, 1506 22nd Avenue North, Nashville, Tennessee. This show is brought to you by Forever Zion. That's www.foreverzion.com. Paparazzi Jewelry for your boo, your bae, your significant, your subordinate, your cousin, and them. Your friend, your enemy, your frenemy. Go to www.foreverzion.com. This show is brought to you by Trifold Outreach Ministries. That's Trifold Outreach Ministries, 49 Dry Creek Road, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Thank you for our wonderful sponsors. And again, folks, we're welcome back to the Yolanda Cornelia Show, Conversation with Cornelius, the Knowing with Nicole. Or is that what we're gonna go with?
I think we've said it enough times. I think we should.
Not enough with Nicole. Not gonna happen with Nicole.
Oh yeah, like that.
Which one? It's not gonna happen with Nicole.
Yeah.
We are here. We're talking about the C. Magruder Center and the marvelous things that take place on the C. Magruder Center. Let me say this for those watching on whatever platform that you're watching on. You can cough. Go ahead, cough. Let me make it. Share, like, do what you have to do. Know that if you're ever in the Nashville, Davidson County area, we invite you to the C.E. Magruder Center, not just Davidson County individuals, Rutherford, Cheatham, Robertson, Sumner, Wilson, Murray, the Cannon, Coffee, Franklin, Grundy, etc. This is definitely a place where you can go and see a family resource center in full effect Monday through sometimes Saturday with all the activities. I call it this. I call it the work. This is the house of worship where work takes place, but the C.E. Magruder is the place where work takes place. First, work is the priority. The service is our priority. Here, the service is the priority as well, but the C.E. Magruder Center 2013, 25th Avenue North, Nashville, Tennessee, around the corner. Go to the C.E. Magruder Center for your mental health needs. For ministry needs, go to the C.E. Magruder Center. Pastor Beauty, we didn't talk about that. Centauria. Yes. We did not. But all of these seniors on the move, sewing class, cooking class, workforce development.
You're now growing another program that will provide extra support for employment. So we'll actually have an employment navigator on site. They're already there, actually.
Okay, an employment navigator.
And United Way has their financial empowerment center. So assistance just navigating their finances, they can come there for those services as well.
So it's a plethora of services, and you need to be there if you would like to be plugged in. So 2013, 25th Avenue North. I have to slow down and say it because I say all of these addresses all the time. But anyway, C.E. Magruder Center. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. And one of these days, we're going to have pastoral or church, I guess what, walkthrough? Yeah.
For lack of a better description, we'll say town hall.
Yeah.
It's really important for us to connect with our faith community. Like you said, we're doing the work, and I know faith community is always looking to do the work. And I tell people, we're here for the work.
Right. Let's collaborate. Yeah. So let's do that. All right. Thank you for that. Fighting with God. We fight, we lose. He shuts doors in our face. I was sharing earlier. It just didn't agree with the fleshly me, not the sinful me, but the fleshly me. But now transformation is taking place. We're talking about the areas of transformation that does take place. I am, may I use the word discernment? My discernment is growing every day. Like, and because it's growing every day, and I don't want to get out of character, I'm not going to waste time praying about that. I'm not. Like, I'm just not at this point. Let's pray. I'm not praying about that. Not that. I see the door shutting. God, is this the opportunity for me? The door is literally shutting in your face every day.
So you're saying you're not going to approach God with questions that He's already obviously given you the answer.
Yeah, this is obvious. Every time I go, listen, every time I get up to go across town, I get a flat tire to do something that's possibly not in the will of God for my life. God, why I keep getting.
So would you say maybe when a person feels like God is silent, then on the flip side, He has the same perspective that you have? Like, I obviously, I gave you an obvious answer. I told you over and over again, so I'm just going to be quiet and let you figure it out.
When God is silent. Yeah. When God is God, and God is silent. God is silent. But the silence of God does not always mean a no. So, and that's a whole different conversation when we're talking about the silence of God. But we're pausing because we need everybody to do us a favor. So they can't hear you very well.
So I need to move this closer?
No, I had your microphone turned down because you were
coughing.
Oops, right. Phones. Get your phones and share. I apologize. I forgot to cut your mic up. My apologies. All that was said well. All of that was said well. Share, like, share, do what you have to do. Say again. When God is silent. Because I'm thrown.
Oh, I was just saying, do you think that He can have the same perspective that you just shared when you said there's some things I'm just not going to pray about? Do you think maybe when He's silent, it's because it's something that He's already told us? So when we're thinking, well, why is He not answering? He really did, but you just haven't accepted it.
Right.
And He's not just going to keep reassuring you on something He already told you.
He's not. Why would He do that? I mean, honestly, what makes us think we have to twist His arm? Honestly, like seriously, like we don't have to twist the arm of God. And sometimes we back Him up in a corner and force our will upon Him. No.
Well, we think we are.
Oftentimes, yeah, we force ourselves upon God. So I'm at that place. Like I don't have to. And I'm trying to may I have your phone? First and second, third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth. I'm not forcing that. I don't want to force that. I don't need to force that. Not anymore. I've gotten to a place where I'm understanding that's not what I'm doing with God anymore. Do I still make some silly decisions? Yes. Do I still have my Jonah moments? Yes. Do I still feel like I force God in a corner? Yes. But I'm growing. I'm honest. Again, things abruptly happen that I know are in the scope of a divine intervention. Let it. Now, if this happens 4 more times, why do I gotta pray to God? God saying no.
Right.
He's saying, Nicole, stop it. Like, stop that.
Or He says,
stop that.
Yes, do this. And sometimes we just dig our heels in the sand, you know?
We do that all the time. So I have your phone in my hand and I have to share it. I'm giving it back to you. Now you can share it. Put the numbers in there while I do some other things. I'm going to talk about something near and dear to me. while she does what she does. Rest and renewal.
Yes,
Something that I don't do enough of. Did you share it?
I did.
Also, the transformational snippets that we were discussing on a previous podcast that we will play later, because I don't think I rest up the correct way. Well, I know I don't rest the correct way because I don't believe. I've never been taught that. Let me just say that.
And what would you call the correct way to rest? For those of us that don't rest, what would
Are
you
you
call the
one of
correct?
those?
Yes, I am. I am guilty.
Are you?
I'm very guilty.
Well, that's not a good thing.
I know.
How unhealthy is that?
Very. See, I'm growing on this health journey.
Physically, physiologically, mentally, emotionally / spiritually. You and I, coming up when we came up, I can share the priority was not emotional well-being. I didn't say it wasn't a priority. It just wasn't the priority at the time that you and I were coming through. I'm sorry. Maybe you people don't want to know. You don't want to know people. You don't, excuse me. I'm sharing your age to some degree. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Are you sure?
I'm fine. Yes. I'm alive. So
you're alive.
Thankful.
You're alive. You and I were told and taught, you do X, Y, and Z. If you do A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z should happen. And we followed that path and trajectory. And now we at the golden ages that we have arrived to, and we're grateful for those ages. And it's like we hitting a reset. Like a major reset. And now it's upsetting my equilibrium spiritually, because I was expecting this one harvest. And it's not where I am. I'm totally not in that place. Am I making sense?
It does. I think it's like you were saying the other day, we expect that at this point in time in our lives, looking backwards, looking forward, we thought by this time we would be settled in whatever it is that we were supposed to be settled in, whatever our personal goals were. And it's very difficult when you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be. And I also think it's age appropriate. I feel like many people during this time have that, those same feelings, but it's still unsettling nevertheless. And if you do things like I did, let me get another degree, which I felt now I'm starting over, or you're starting parenthood later than you expected, or you're not where you need to be in your career, and you're seeing other people much further ahead. It just raises a lot of questions, and questions that you present towards God as well. Like, why am I not where I'm supposed to be? What is the purpose that you have for me? Why do I feel like I'm delayed? At least those are some of the questions that I have for myself. I feel like I should be much further ahead. And so it raises a lot of questions.
Further?
I know that would be the next one. What are you expecting? I don't know.
I'm listen, and y'all know how old I am. I love my age because I can finally talk trash.
Yes.
Listen, I'm at the age where they told Jesus, you were not that age. Like they jumped on Jesus about his age. So I have a different level of credibility now that I'm two quarters. Like they told Jesus, you ain't even 50 years old. Well, I'm almost 50, so I'm finna start talking trash. But what I see at my 50 as opposed to what I seen at other people's 50, maybe I didn't realize they were resetting. But I think you and I are in a major reset. AI, technology, the pace of the world, the questions. God, I did ABC, but now I'm not seeing XYZ. So I'm in this place of transformation with church. with ministry, with partnerships, with relationships, with the 7-day Adventist who would never talk to me the first 40 years of her life. Never, never. You know, just stuff like I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I promise y'all, I love it. Every day I wake up and I know in this reset, in this season of transformation, I know I need to go to was it 2013? 2013. I need to go see the work. I need to go see the work. I need to know. I need to go see the work. I just need to go see the work. And you represent that work. So it's like, okay. And again, I'm encouraging other pastors and leaders and community advocates, please go see the work because we're in this season of transformation in these 7 stages. And it's not limited to the 7 that we've developed, but these are places where these places of transformation that are happening each and every day with our lives. It's like, it blows my mind. Like it's literally blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind. From last week, blew my mind. The week before that, blew my mind. The things that you and I have done has blown my mind. And I'm laying my plane so you can talk. But this actually started not because of the partners that I partner with in the building. My banker, he's a baker. And he had these extra cupcakes, remember? No, you didn't get the cupcakes, did you? And the guy was like, take those cupcakes to the center. I'm like, what in the world? No. What? I need something a little bit more revelational than taking a cupcake to.
Wait, was this a long time ago that you took cupcakes?
No, it was not too long ago.
Okay.
It's like, take the cupcakes up there. And from me taking those cupcakes up there and just doing a little video, promote somebody else's business, connection was made. Connections were established. We're both walking in purpose and a greater purpose. And even in this moment right now, we're in a great purpose. So instead of me downplaying and fighting God, cupcakes have brought us into a great place of encouragement, a great place of accountability, prosperity, posterity. Somebody was clothed because of a cupcake. Somebody has been fed because of a cupcake. More than once, because people have come to the center, have called me and reached out. How do I get there to get my needs met or taken care of? So, but I was fighting God. I'm not taking nobody no cupcakes. I have degrees on top of degrees and very learned and been to the best, creme de la cremes. I've been to Harvard. I've been to Hampton. And I've been to Howard. Like a cupcake, God. A cupcake.
But sometimes that greatness that he has for you starts with you being willing to do the small thing.
Always.
You think it's insignificant, but it's just like that first step in the greater plan.
Yeah.
Maybe that kind of goes back to he that is trusted in little can be trusted with much.
I'm content with it though. Yeah. But before the cupcakes. No, during the cupcake situation, we were doing Meals on Wheels. So now Bethlehem Center, Spruce Street, Magruder Center. Ephesians has these 3 opportunities to partner collaboratively and consistently with these places that offer services. So there's no need of me trying to force it here in this particular building when I can go 1, 2, 3 or ABC, and I'm doing the work and the work is being done. And I'm the better for it. The church is the better for it. The community is the better for it. The world is the better for it. And I'm not boasting or bragging, but I'm grateful. But again, transformation taking place in all of these areas. And I know we was gonna talk about rest and renewal, but we out here now. The little things that sometimes we overlook
Mhm.
and we miss the move of God because it seems so insignificant.
Exactly.
Like it's so I'm not doing it. And I'm telling you, I was like, and I didn't have a game plan. God said, get those cupcakes, take them to the center, just get them out. When I got them out, my banker was like, people have reached out to me because of that little reel that I made with the front desk lady. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it's just like, I like this. When we go get some more cupcakes? Well, I guess I'm the prophet with the cupcake. But I mean, that's where I am with that story. I have several more stories to land that changed my perspective, going back to the 7 stages. But I know that little event has made a difference and an impact in so many people's lives. Even leaving the center yesterday, that lovely individual who was making what they made,
Mm-hmm.
that was impactful. So many things have taken place and been impactful. Every time I go to the center, something impactful happens. I meet people. I meet somebody who wants to be on the podcast, who wants to share their story, who wants to reach audiences so that the audiences know that they are there for this cause. But had I not been obedient that day, think of what everything I would have missed.
Something stood out to me when you're talking about, the different institutions that you've been to.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, you know, we can get stuck in, I know how to do this. I've been doing it, for many years. I have expertise,
Mhm.
and we want to stay in our lane, not realizing that there are other people out there that we can partner with. And when you talk about changing perspective, I was living in California, and I was asked to lead our at-risk youth ministry. It was a new ministry. And I approached our then pastor, Seth Yolorda, and said, "Oh, I have all these, different ideas." And he said to me, "Well, you should just partner with other people." And I felt some kind of way because in my head, I'm thinking, well, I have these creative ideas of things I can do. But I wanted to follow his leadership, so I did it, and we started partnering with people like DCS and individuals that were doing like anti-human trafficking services, and we were able to reach a broader um, population
Mhm.
because of those partnerships.
Mhm.
That was a change in perspective for me when I mentioned earlier about partnering with faith-based organizations. I don't know initially, and I'm just going to speak on behalf of myself so I don't misrepresent anyone, that growing up, churches were always partnering with secular organizations to do the work. And during that time, I learned there are people, right? It's like they do
Can we say
this every day.
social?
We'll say social.
Yeah,
Um, they're doing the work all the time.
that's their ministry. United Way.
Exactly. United Way. Yes. I mean, everything that we do, the United Way is a sponsor of the Magruder Family Resource Center. So even as, you know, within our respective congregations, these partnerships are important. And I don't think that we should say, well, this is what we do. We only partner or work with in our denomination or with the church next door. We need to be able stop. We need to be able to expand our reach. And I think that was really pivotal for me and has helped me it's just a different perspective overall. And it's helped me in this position, I would say. So, we talk about God does little things and we don't even know what that impact is going to be down the line. I had no
Correct.
idea that I would be doing what I'm doing now. But
With
doing
2 degrees, masters,
yes.
post baccalaureate, post. Yeah.
Yes. But just doing that little thing in church gave me experience for what I'm doing now at the center, understanding how our faith-based community and our social services
Connect
can connect.
and align,
Mm-hmm.
changing perspective.
Yes.
So let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
7-day Adventists and Baptists. I don't see a lot of collaborative. I don't have enough data to say that we collaborate well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Neither do I.
Do you?
No,
You don't?
I don't have enough data.
I wonder what is some of the reasoning behind the disconnect. I just wonder. Sometimes I wonder.
You're really tickled over there.
Ah! I'm just wondering now. And you know, I study religion, Christian religion, study it,
Mhm.
consume it.
So, what's your perspective? What do you think? Since you've studied it.
I'm studying it. My perspective on the what? The non-cohesive parts?
Between denominations.
No, I'm talking about yours and mine.
Okay.
Just
We'll
yours
use
and
our,
mine.
okay, we'll do ours.
Let's do ours. Let's go there.
Let's go there.
That's the key.
Go ahead.
What's embedded in both of us is that we do not have relational equity. I'm going to use some political terminology on the front end, and then we're going to get really plain with it. You didn't ever practice going to Baptist churches growing up. It was not your practice nor your custom.
Right.
It was never my custom or practice to go to church on Saturday to a 7-day Adventist church. Nothing was wrong with that per se. And I don't think it was ever stated overtly. But you and I both know now at our ripe old age that this ain't what we doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call it what it. This is not what we're going to do. Nicole, you can go to, and then you went to school. You are truly indoctrinated, and your theology is really, your circle is really small.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not small. Protected.
Okay.
Mine too. Because I'm Baptist born, Baptist bred, and when I die, I be Baptist dead.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I don't even think I've never had the space or the grace to even develop a relationship with anybody from the Adventist church. Mm-hmm. Honestly. And I could give a story, and I need to work on how I'm going to share the story about my first experience with the 7-day Adventist, which was not an unpleasant one. It was a good one, but I need to work on how I'm going to share. I've shared it with you. I need to work on how I'm going to share it. So I need to talk to my mama, and she's going to have to help me share that story. But honestly, thank you, Ronald Jasmine. He says, great show. My theology, your theology, or embedded philosophies keep us away from each other in every way imaginable. Not only in the service, but the services. So that's my take. What's your take?
I would agree.
No.
I'm gonna say more. I agree.
Words.
It's coming. It's coming. I agree. And like you said, no one said anything directly.
But you know.
But you know, it's implied. Growing up, I just felt like this was the circle that I stay within. It was safe. It was quote unquote the truth. And that was it. It wasn't until I moved away from home, started working, and then interacting with other Christians where we would have conversations, share, personal testimonies, prayer requests, even at the job now, clients, most of my clients, they have some kind of faith-based foundation.
Okay.
And you realize we're all striving to do the same. We're all praying for the same things. We can literally communicate on I would just say the same level of Christianity. What I would imagine people were doing in the Bible, the before early church, before there were denominations. Right. Yes, they were just they believed all in Christ, all things in common. They were trying to make heaven was their goal.
Heaven is my goal. You know that song?
No.
Each and every day. You don't know that?
Not that one. Sorry.
Gotta keep on moving. You don't know
I
that?
don't.
See, that's that. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, but I told you what my parents had us listening to growing up.
But you didn't. If you ain't got heaven as my goal, I don't know if heaven is not your goal, and you don't know those lyrics. Maybe, just maybe, this podcast. We need to. You do not know heaven is
one
my
song.
goal.
One song.
What?
Think of all the other ones I know that
Don't
you probably
matter.
wouldn't think I would know.
If you
But
don't
I
know
know.
heaven is my goal,
Okay, I'm gonna learn it. Will that make you
each
happy?
and every day, gotta keep on moving, girl. Ooh, Jesus. Yes. It's funny though. It's funny because you and I said this, and I'm going that we in this space. You said, and I said, if we would have met 10 years ago, just in the grocery store, like mind, like passion. My name is Nicole. My name is Cornelius. Your church of choice. XXXXX SDA. My church of choice. XXXX Primitive Baptist. That would have probably been our last conversation. Literally. Because the moment in that moment of us just exchanging pleasantries and salutations and greetings, the moment I heard what you told me you were, I would have gone to the first level of listening.
Mm.
Oh my God. This is, and you would have said, oh, he's not even saved.
Depends how far back we're going.
Uh-huh.
So it depends how far back we're going. I think as
You
a
would say
child,
he's not even
growing
saved.
older, not
No,
necessarily.
I'm just saying he's not even saved. He's bad. Lord, let me pray for him. Get him even in the door. At least to the gate. Because he's not going to heaven because he's not SDA, You know what I'm saying? He's not coming where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
There's a special place reserved, again, based upon embedded and borrowed theology and some things that we have
I'd want to say that's something that I felt growing up. I don't want to say someone told me that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it was my interpretation in my younger years. Growing, as I grew older and interacting with people, I knew that just couldn't be true. Plus, honestly, I always had questions. And I always questioned that. You think about the early church and the martyrs. I was like, there's no way these people died for their faith and they're not going to make it to heaven just because they're not the same denomination as I am.
You don't think that?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I mean, those are questions I had growing up. Like, that just wouldn't make sense. I wouldn't think that I just didn't think God was that kind of a God. So I think certain questions were always there.
You don't think God was what type of God? God is
the
a
kind
God
that would only allow a certain sect of people to make it to heaven.
But we have denominations that have
that belief system
promulgated that thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they may not. Well, maybe some will tell you, some won't. But it is your congregants get that belief through something that you're saying. It wouldn't be politically correct to tell people that, but something is being communicated for people to think that. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. It's some understoods. It's some understoods. And because of those understoods, I'm going to be good old Baptist. We have an understanding. Like, but mommy, Cornelius, I want to go ride my bike with them. All you're doing is riding that bike.
Yeah.
When you get to the stop sign, you turn around, you come back home, and we will find something else for you to do. Or, I'm being facetious. The look that you received, that nonverbal cue of unacceptance. This is totally unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm going to learn how to share that story. I think that some individuals have gone to glory, graduated, but I want to share that story of how I became more familiar with things outside of the Baptist church. But I want to share it. I want to share it in a healthy space. You know what I mean? I shared it with you because when I get to heaven, I'm gonna be like, Auntie, you didn't tell me Pastor Larry Bailey had some daughters, and one of them was gonna be cool as a fan, and she's educated, she's mission and ministry and focused and growth oriented, has a master's degree and an MBA. That means she has her undergrad. Like, she's grounded in the word, grounded in the work, plays the piano. But guess what? Because I'm Baptist, and I say that with pride,
Mm-hmm.
and she's what she is, our paths will never cross. Therefore, lives will never be changed, helped.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, people will never get to the place of transformation because she and I are too stuck on our ism to even be relational.
True.
True. That's all. Now I need you to talk. Ad lib. Preach now.
I don't want to preach, but
You don't want to preach?
it's true. What you're saying is true. I was processing what you said and thinking how many. It goes back to people that need what you have. How many collaborations personally, through organizations, through denominations, whatever the case may be, how many people are not receiving what they need because people are stuck on, this is my creative people and I stick with this set of people, versus here's where we can connect, here's how we can assist each other, here's how we can grow together to produce more. But we would never see that because we're like, I'm only here with this group of people, I'm only here with this group of people, and the two shall never cross.
Yeah. Okay. I give you my funny. It just popped up on me as you were talking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know this song, but we sing it all the time. This may be my last time. Do you sing that in your church? This may be my last time. If we would have met 10 years ago, after the exchange of pleasantries and cards, I would have said, I would have been singing that song. I would not have even been encouraged naturally to reach beyond the initial conversation and contact because of our denominationalism. And we are not downplaying our denominationalism because denomination has given me identity.
Mm-hmm.
And I can shout about it right now, like literally.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be a Sunday shout, but it's going to be an expression of joy. Because when I think about the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for me, and I'm rooted and grounded and wrapped up, tied up, tangled up in his love, I know some cliches that just move me to a place of ecstasy in the sense. So I love it, but I just know what I know, and I know you. You know, hey, Kia, I met a guy today. He seems genuine, but he's Baptist. He said he had a podcast, but I'm not going on because he's Baptist. He go to church on Sunday. And you know, that is not the Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have had this whole conversation. And Kia will be like, well, you think he could be an opportunity for conversion? No. No. But that's what it would have been. Look at you looking.
I'm thinking probably further back than 10 years ago. But I would say, and I've shared this with you before, I think over the past year or so, because timing is everything. So over the past year, maybe 2 years, is when I really started just, I guess, digging into some of the questions that I have had.
Mm-hmm.
And so because I've been reading more and trying to understand more, I think the time that we met was perfect because my perspective had shifted significantly on things. Transformation
takes place.
takes place.
Wow. In these areas.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what, Walt? Y'all, we're going to land our plane there because she doesn't realize we've been sitting 55 minutes and 10 seconds and we got to walk. I need to walk and we need to shift gears. So your mind has shifted, your perspective has changed, and you're more encouraged to attend the Baptist church on Sunday morning.
I can walk to the Baptist church on Sunday morning.
How many Baptist churches have you gone to?
One.
Shut your mouth, child.
I think we've sung at Baptist church. I never told you this. I sang in a wonderful children's choir under the leadership of Gloria Hunter, who was
What
like
church?
a grandmother to me. Linden STA in New York. Our musician, I'm sure, was Baptist. At least I know he was. He went to church on Sunday, and we used to attend their concerts. That's not something that was taboo for us to go and sing at other churches.
In New York.
Mm-hmm.
But as you move further south,
I couldn't really speak to. I wasn't singing when I was down here.
You fell out of love with the Lord.
I did not.
Your service. Oh,
I
yeah,
just
we have to
didn't
talk
do
about
that.
Jonah.
I sang in college though. I sang in 2 choirs in college.
So in New York, you were more ecumenical. You were more immersed in culture.
Mm-hmm.
When you came south, when you crossed the Mason-Dixon,
a lot happened when I came down here. So there's a lot of trying to navigate some things. Life just didn't work out the way I expected it. So singing in the choir, it was a definite reset. So if we ever revisit,
we're going to revisit
Rest and Renewal.
We hadn't talked about Rest and Renewal.
Yes, that would definitely
we haven't talked
be
about that today.
Right there.
We haven't talked about that today. We went somewhere else,
as we often do.
All right. So
it's fine.
But when you come south and you see this, the segmented mindsets in Christian religion, it's interesting. Maybe up north you had more freedom and liberty to move around and about. But when you touch down in the great state of Alabama, the wonderful Oakwood College.
Well, I was in a bubble then, right? Because I'm in school.
And so I definitely saw that we're not doing this on. So what? Let me ask you a question. What y'all do on Sunday?
Relax. What do you do on Saturday?
Ball games. You know, in the South, you're getting more acclimated and accustomed. What do you do? I'm like, what do the Adventists do on Sunday?
Rest. What? Literally rest or catch up on things that you need to get done for the week. Chores, recreation. Because Saturday's a whole thing. Growing up, I was at church all day Saturday. Actually, I was at church on Sunday too growing up because we had a club that we would go to. So I was out all weekend. My bus driver said I had a busier schedule than he did as an adult.
This is New York.
Mm-hmm. Choir rehearsal Friday night. We have multiple choirs at our church, which I loved my church growing up, to the point that I swore I was never going to leave New York just because I didn't want to leave my church. I was just very, very involved. Active youth programs. It was just great.
Wow. Okay. Well, listen, folks. We're landing our plane.
For real this time.
What do the Adventists do on the weekend, on Sunday? Just joking. Love the Adventists. Loved our worship experience on Sunday. Thank you, Keo. What's her dad's name?
Augustus Auguste.
Augustus Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yourself, who enjoyed the Baptist experience of Pentecost.
Yes.
We were going to talk about the 7 pillars of transformation based upon our experience. We'll talk about that next week.
I think we did today. Change in perspective to a point. To a point.
To a point, but we have something that we have to literally work with. Signing off. You have anything you would like to share with the lovely listening audience?
I think we're good.
C.A. Magruder Center, 2013.
25th Avenue North.
25th Avenue North. We'll see you there. Also, the 7 pillars of transformation that are taking place in the life of Nicole and I. The not so fast with Nicole. What are we going to do? What are we going to call it?
We'll know when we come back.
You sure?
Yes, we'll figure it out today.
Because it's not going. She's not moving. She shall not be moved. She Baptist, don't know it. She shall be planted. Oh, you're not Baptist now.
I didn't say that.
What are you? Hey, y'all, it's been fun. It's been real. I appreciate it, Nicole, on today. It has been what it has been, and it's going to be what it's going to be. It's Conversations with Cornelius. I am your host, Cornelius, and we are about to get out of here. So guess what? We are gone. It's lovely. Peace and blessings. Wave goodbye.
Bye.
You sure? Thank you for tuning in to Conversations with Cornelius. Please follow me on my social media platforms. Facebook, Cornelius A. Hill. Instagram, Arne Hill. Twitter, Hill Cornelius. And YouTube, Cornelius Hill. Now do me a favor. Like, share, and subscribe. It's Conversations with Cornelius. You've just been CC'd.